Okay, hello. I am so excited to have this live with you today. You have to pardon me. With this Mercury stuff, it seems like the last few lives, for some reason, when I log on, my mic does not work or it's glitching. So sorry about that. But I am excited to be here and to open this container, this space to connect and to chat with you today. If this is your first time seeing me or attending one of my lives, I want to just give an introduction and say hello and tell you a little bit more about myself. My name is Cassandra Deanne, and I am a certified Galactic Astrologer. I'm also certified in human designs, the gene keys. I'm an Akashic Records reader, and I am a channeler. And so I open this space to connect, whether it be through asking questions about galactic races, human design, starseed topics, or just sharing and connecting and receiving guidance. So I do these lives every week on Thursdays. So if you join present, you're welcome to ask me questions during these lives. You can share your name, whether it be your first name or a nickname. This just helps me energetically connect with you, and you can leave your question in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, I highly suggest, if you have a question for me, also to leave it in the comments section. And then on the next live, I will address your question and share more that way with you. So there's different ways you can connect and ask questions. So I wanted to start off by I wanted to share a little bit of a piece of information. So in my work, I have done podcasts and presentations and worked with others. And one of the things that I get asked a lot, or people seem fascinated by, is that I think I have a bit of a unique way in which I like to talk about astrology. And I like to weave all the different things that I am trained in together to create a more complete picture. And this is interesting because we can look at astrology alone, and it is, it can guide you, but I am a firm believer that astrology is best intuitively read, and that when we look at it, there's so many options and interpretations that you can have. So I do find astrology to be one of those things that is best read when you intuitively connect. So, but we can have the astrology alone, but I love adding extra layers, such as looking at asteroids, looking at the fixed stars, and also looking at the I Ching. I personally am a big fan of the gates in human design or in the I Ching, and I find these to be very transformative. So I have decided to put together my own course that helps others to learn astrology from sort of this multi-dimensional perspective that ties in intuition and other modalities that kind of use astrology as a backbone. So I'm so excited to launch this, and I put it up on my website. It's out there for you to read and discover more, and I'll put the link in my description for those who are fascinated to learn more about my method and how I intuitively read galactic astrology and consider all of these deeper layers. So that's something I'm really excited about. That's really fun. So I'm excited to share that. Okay, so something else that I wanted to do is a few times I've done something where I've kind of connected and channeled intuitive guidance to, collectively share what wants to come through. And I'm feeling a prompting of that this morning. So I want to kind of take a moment and share that with you. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune into my guides, and we're going to do this based on something I've done before, where you kind of pick a shape and then they're going to give a message according to whichever shape or object that you select. So if you're watching with me or you're watching on the replay, I just invite you, while I'm connecting, to maybe take a moment to take a deep breath and pause. If you can close your eyes, that's awesome. And just kind of tune into that inner essence of yourself. You may, when I talk about these shapes, you may have like an intuitive knowing of what's for you. You might hear it, maybe you see it. It just depends on what your unique gift is. And so I invite you to tune in with me, and let's see what kind of comes through channeling. I am right away sensing a presence of Andromedan energy as influencing and guiding. And I'm asking them now what two objects or shapes. I keep hearing a leaf, a leaf, or I'm seeing water. So let's say a drop of water, leaf or water, leaf or drop of water. So just tune in to see what is coming through, which of these you're feeling drawn to. And I'm going to start with, I feel like I'm hearing the drop of water. Okay, so if you are feeling intuitively led to the message for those connecting to the drop of water, what I feel like is coming through and wants to be known is right now that there is an opening and unfolding. I keep seeing a visual of kind of like when you have something where the dam is opened, and this flood gush of energy of water is coming in. So if you felt called to this symbol of this drop of water, what I feel like they're saying is where you're at right now, you are definitely about to enter a stage in which there will be a lot accessible to you. I feel like what they're saying is that with this, though, there can be a sudden rush sensation of this, but to kind of allow yourself to float and work with this energy. It's helping to guide you in new directions. And I feel like there's an energy with this where they're saying, even if it's something small, it's leading to the bigger picture. It's kind of like, I feel like they're using the analogy of the drop of water to demonstrate that it is a little piece within a greater whole. So with this, there may be an energy in which, if you're drawn to the symbol, you may be feeling either a lot of energy all at once coming in, and you're also not really sure where to focus. That's another piece, kind of like, what is the drop or what is the layer that wants to be seen? And I feel like what they're saying is to trust that this will be revealed and not get too caught up logically in what the thing is, the path is. It could be simple as getting together with a friend, having a conversation with someone close to you, reading a book, watching a movie. Don't underestimate the small. Sometimes when we feel excited about big shifts and changes in our life, we can feel like we want to tackle the whole cake. We want to absorb the whole thing, or we're looking for this big thing that's going to kind of shift us and change us. But I feel like the message for those who have chosen this drop of water as their symbol is that to understand that it might not seem like it's coming through in these large ways, but actually the ultimate arrival is very significant. And part of the journey is stepping in and feeling comfortable in navigating and trusting the flow. Okay, so that was the message that is coming up, channeled from the Andromedans for those that have selected the drop of water. Now, let me see for those who selected the leaf. So there were two options, a drop of water and a leaf. So I'm asking, what is the guidance or the message for those who have chosen the leaf? This is significant to allowing the season of change. For those that are choosing this message, I'm feeling an overall possible sense of a little bit of resistance, a little bit of uncertainty. Maybe perhaps you are finding yourself battling thoughts, fears, being pushed almost into scenarios in which you're not sure where you're going to land. I'm seeing the visual of the leaf just kind of like floating along through the force of the wind. And there can be uncertainty also in these changing times where you're going to land. I feel like also for those that have chosen this, I'm getting a sensation that I'm hearing that this may actually connect to your home in some way, or something very foundational, whether it's your home, whether it's the career you identify. But it feels like for those that are choosing this as their symbol, that there is something significant in how your life is changing, and there being this sense of unknowing on what's on the other side of this. And I feel like what's coming up is that the guidance is they want you to know that you are not alone, you are watched over. And while you may not be able to identify the next step or the next piece, that there are guides and very supportive energies that are walking with you during this time of transition. And they're wanting you to know that this is cyclical, also sort of in nature, or kind of like this unavoidable seasonal moment or change of season that you're gonna have to navigate through. And they're also giving me the significance of colors with this, with it being like yellows, oranges, reds. So these would be connected equally to those color chakras. So if you even feel drawn, if you have picked the symbol of the leaf, even if you saw visually a particular color or colors, they want you to know that this is important part of the message equally. If you were seeing yellows, this is finding a sense of accepting change within the self, the I am, the expression or identity, how you resonate, allow yourself to change, evolve, to grow. If this is orange, they're adding a layer that says it's important to understand what it is you actually want in life, to start participating more in what it is you're wanting to experience, and understanding that while you can flow and understand this is kind of like a destiny point, but also to have an idea of what it is you're wanting to experience, what it is you're wanting to manifest, how you're wanting to live. And for those that it's coming up with the color red associated with the leaf, it definitely, what you are going through might have a more significant depth to it that is very transformative as it relates to topics of your home, maybe of your family, or ways in which you are encouraged to know yourself in a way that you can set more foundational work in how you are using your energy, showing up, the work you do, the community you surround yourself with. So they're also adding this layer if you were drawn to the object of the leaf, and there are some colors that are associated with it. So hopefully that this feels good, and this resonates with you. Okay, so if we don't have any questions yet, I'm going to keep on going. I did not see any questions on the last video for this week. So I'm not having anything I'm bringing over to that, and I'll be honest, this has been a bit of a interesting week for me, or I'd say a few weeks, months almost. And so I did not get to post the community thread to ask there equally if anyone had any questions to carry over. So if you, again, if you do find while you're watching this, you have questions, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know so that I can get to those for you. Okay, so one other thing that I've kind of had my mind on that I wanted to do, and I'm actually just kind of like spontaneously in this moment thinking of this. So give me just a minute. One of the things I think I might walk with you through is some of my Starseed videos that you guys have been watching. Some of them you'll notice that I put on there how to pull your free galactic astrology chart. Well, some have commented or recognized that since recording a lot of those videos, the site and the system is very different. Now, there's a lot of really cool changes. It's beautiful, the additions that you can have access to, and some of the new features on the site where you would pull your galactic astrology chart. So I thought maybe perhaps also I will toss that in this video and share my screen and walk through that there with you. So all right, I'm going to share this. Okay, this is the new Galactic Astrology site. Here you can see a beautiful picture of Julia, who is the founder of Galactic Astrology. You have a button here, you can learn more about it. Here I will put the link in the chat or the description. Actually, let me copy this. No. So it is kind of the same URL as before, galacticastrochart.com, and then it has this /em. Now, to use this new chart, there are different levels or ways you can use it. You can see here there are two that are free. Okay. The first is you don't have to put your email, you don't have to put anything, and you can pull a chart up. But it's important to recognize here that this is only going to show you for conjunctions and oppositions. So this is something that you could do to see just kind of like a quick look through of your past life connections. In a lot of my videos where I talked about starseeds, I mentioned what you're looking for in the chart is conjunction or oppositions, and that this would help you understand if you have past lives. So, but if you wanted the more expansive option, then you would need to register a free account. So just basically put your information in. Now, with this gives you also different dates. It gives you the option to save multiple reports. Now, the thing that I want to point out that is super neat about this is some of my videos, you notice I talk about asteroids. Well, now with this option, you can pull up 49 different asteroids to kind of look at. And I know firsthand, one of them is Atlantis. So if you sign up here, you can pull up not only your chart, but asteroids. Okay, so for the sake of this video, though, I'm going to try to keep it simple. So I'm just going to show you how to pull your basic report first. So you want to type on get your free report. Well, I'm just going to put in a random, let's see here, we'll say 86. We'll put in I'm putting in random details, time zone, location. Let's say Denver. I'd love to go to Colorado. I've never visited Colorado, but it's a place I want to visit sometimes. Now, for me personally, I like the Placidus, but you can see here where the stars are. These are all with the different levels of charts that you can sign up for. But we're just going to go with this, and we're going to hit generate the chart. Here you can see now there's this section, birth information, where you put your option in. There is an option if you are one of the other top levels, you can do transits and other features. And then here I want to show you, this is where asteroids show up if you were to purchase that. Another thing I want to show you is here, if you sign up for the free account that includes more than just the conjunctions and oppositions, you would want to come to this box here, options, and where it says galactic report type, you would want to hit extended. And then I believe it would show you a lot more with that. So we'll just go for the basic for now. Okay, and it's going to show you, first page here is the actual natal chart for what I pulled. And then to get the conjunction and oppositions, you want to click report. And here you can see, looking briefly, where you might have in your chart conjunction. So with the fake account I put in, this person, you can see here, would have an Aries sun and moon, and their moon would be connected to Andromeda. So that is conjunct. So then this person would have had a past life connection to Andromeda. So that would be how you would go about pulling your chart and looking for your conjunctions. Also, I've done a video on Hydra and talks about Hydra star seeds. So that here again is we see a conjunction to Hydra. Now, also Centaurus. I've done a video on both Alpha and Beta Centauri, but because I don't know if they'll let you see on this option without, let's see here. I'm trying, give me just a second. All right, options. I'm trying to see. I want to see chart name, watermark, colors, time. Okay, star selection. Okay, so they might not in this option allow you to see the star name. They're just giving the constellation. So you might, I do know if you register, you can see what both the constellation and the actual star is. Yeah, because I think all that is blocked out right now. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing, but this is again how you can pull your chart to look with constellation. And if you are to, let's see if I have a, I don't think I have an account set up here that is other than my practitioner account. So, okay. But that will give you an idea of how you can go about and see that. You can also see, you can go here, free report. You can pull it there, or as we did here, from there. All right, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, all right. So that would be how you would pull your galactic astrology chart. All right, well, I think that if we don't have any other questions for today, then I think I might leave you with that. So that would be a way for you to kind of pull your chart and you can see through some of the videos that I've shared to learn more about some of the starseed types. And I hope that the information I gave on the channeled guidance that came through, was helpful. And for anyone watching this on the replay, please feel free to leave me a comment to connect. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know if you have questions, or leave a comment on which shape you picked and if that resonated with you, whether that's the drop of the water or leaf. So yeah, and if you want to find out more about my astrology course that I mentioned, you can definitely check out the link on my site. I will leave in the description. I'll put it in the comments too, because that'll be easy to kind of navigate and see. So feel free to check that out. You have time to sign up. It will be limited in space. So because I like an intimate setting to be able to really help and walk through things. So, okay, well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely week. Bye.